Okay, friends, we're the Rustic Rascals. Found ourselves off grid after 70. And when we bought this property 25 years ago, one of the things we were concerned about, of course, was water. How are we going to get water? Do we have to drill a well? Um, and drilling a well is expensive. You're probably looking at $60,000, $70,000 to drill a well, case it, and then get it plumbed into the house. Anyway, we solved the problem with what was already here, and that is what I'm going to give you a tour of today: our water system and how it supplies us. So let's go. Okay, here's our water transport system. Basically, it's a 30 horsepower Ford 1900 tractor. And I built this little cart on a motorcycle trailer. It's got a 250 gallon food grade tote on it. And then if you walk around back here, it's got a Predator pump. And if you look at it, I've got it plumbed into the tank. Comes out, goes into the pump, fills the pump up there. Then it goes into a hose, garden hose. Made a little rack for it. And then it's got a drain right there. So in the cold weather, you can tilt it up and drain it all out. So no water stays inside the pump or no water stays in the tote. So anyway, I'm going to take you down to our cistern. On the place, there was a cistern. It's probably 100 years old. And it had a big metal or a big concrete lid on it when we first moved here. And so I took that lid off and crawled down in there, cleaned it all out, and made a lid that we can open. And I'll take you down there, show you the cistern. Okay, onward to the cistern. Shut it down for a second, show you something. Okay, that right there is our salt lick. And the deer disappear in the winter, man. They're just gone. And so I can always tell when the deer are back, so I just go down and I look around the salt lick and you can see all the tracks. So we need to obviously get some salt in here, and we keep it salted all year round. And we can tell what's coming in because we put on that tree right there a trail cam. So we come down, pull the trail cam, and see what's hanging around. We usually get deer every day, but in the fall, about September or so, we get a herd of elk that come in. And then I've got a little blind up there on the hill, and if our freezer's empty, we sit up there during hunting season and fill our freezer. Alright, coming up on the cistern. There she is. Okay, here's the cistern. I basically built a pump house, and in there I keep a hose and another Predator pump. I love these little pumps. This one's we've had for probably about 5 years, and it pumps the water up out of the cistern. And the cistern itself, I think, is like 3 rings deep. So if we pop the lid and look down inside, you can see it's, oh man, it's pretty full. There's at least 200 I'm guessing we'll probably be able to fill this tank with with what's in there. And in the summer, even when it's really, really hot, we'll still get 100 to 150 gallons a day out of here. No issues at all. Come, fill it up the morning one day and come back in, fill it up the morning the next. Anyway, I'll get things set up and I'll show you how the whole system works. Alrighty. Now these little pumps can be kind of temperamental. Each one of them has their own little idiosyncrasies. So since I drain it in the winter, I have to prime it. So to do that, we put the plugs back in to the pump, and you pour it in the top like so. Get some liquid into the pump so that it can create suction. Like so. And then put the other cap on. Now this pump will only start if you move the throttle back and then just a tiny bit off. And then full choke and pull away. Okay, now I'll take you up and show you what kind of volume the pump generates. Pretty amazing. Woohoo! Yeah. Takes about 3 minutes. Ugh. Just got a shower. Anyway. Okay. As you can see, down in there, the cistern is empty. And if you look over here, you can see that our water tank is completely full. So just right at 250 gallons harvested from the cistern today. Okay, so this part's really important, especially this time of year, because even though it's 50 degrees out today, it's going to be 20 degrees tonight. So we have to drain this pump. And the way I do it is this isn't glued right here. I can just work it like that. And the water will come over the edge, bring the whole pump over, and I pull out the bottom plug like so. Pull out the top plug like so. That lets all the water out. And then I also drain the hose. Basically pull the hose out and lift it up so it's high, and just keep working it so all the water in the hose drains through the pump. Just like that. Okay. So if you don't do that, tonight, when it gets down to 20 degrees, this little thing will have a crack in it in the morning. Cool thing about these Predator pumps is you can get every single part for it on Amazon. Every part for this pump you can get on Amazon. So they're dependable. I'm really happy with it. Would I buy another one? Absolutely, I would. This one's been running for 5 years. I've had to replace that a couple of times because, yeah, I didn't drain it. I thought, oh, it's not going to get that cold. Never say never. Coming up on our destination. Tractor's working pretty hard to haul this container up here. Come on, you can do it. Come on, little boo. You got this. Come on, little boo. You got it. Okay, all right. It's been just figured out 3 weeks and 3 days since we filled this storage tank. This storage tank is, well, you can see about the distance it is from our building. I don't know, probably 50, 100 feet. Anyway, it's a water tank I got from the Forest Service. They were getting rid of some surplus, and it's 500 gallons, and it's vertical. I buried it 10 feet deep. Out of the bottom of the tank is a 2-inch plastic line that I buried 3 feet deep all the way up, and it comes into the building about where that little generator's sitting. And all we're going to do is we're just going to reverse, start this pump and pump the water out of the tank into this one. And like I said, 500 gallons. We've been using it for 3 weeks. Chrissy's done probably 3 loads of laundry, taken 2 soaks in her tub. I take a shower every day. She takes a shower every other day. So let's see how much water it takes to bring it back up after 3 weeks of use. Now the tail of the tape is it took me about 10 minutes total to go down to the cistern and fill up that tank. Took me another 5 minutes to get up here. So we'll see how long it takes to fill this tank. But generally, I can do the whole process in about 30 minutes. So that being said, it takes about 30 minutes every 3 weeks or so to fill up this storage tank. And we have enough water for another 3 weeks. Never run it dry. I'll be surprised if it takes 250 gallons, but we'll find out. Okay, well that's out there filling. I will show you the rest of the components. Okay, the water is coming in through this pipe that goes down in the ground about 4 feet, connects up via basically a trench that I dug, and that's the 2-inch plastic line. Actually, it's a 3/4 inch plastic line, I'm sorry. So when the pump pumps it up from the tank, it pumps it into this one-way valve. And all these parts I'll have in the description below, so that if you want to do something similar, you can order them. And then it goes up to a shut-off valve, so you can shut it off if you ever need to work on it. And then it goes up to a little strainer that comes with this pump. And this pump is basically a on-demand pump. And it produces 60 pounds of pressure. And when it reaches 60 pounds of pressure, it just shuts off. It doesn't run continuously. I've been really happy with it. It supplies all our water needs without any issues whatsoever. And of course, that pump will be in the description below also. Then that pump pumps the water up through a strainer or a filter, and that filters all the the big particulates and stuff out of the water that comes out of the cistern. And then from there, there's a cold line, and then you have the hot line, and it goes into our on-demand hot water heater, which is a Camplux brand, and really happy with it. Essentially, you can dial it up to whatever heat setting you want. This one, let's see, starts off at 63, and then you just bump it up to 122 degrees if you want it that hot. And from there it feeds, I'll explain all this other stuff in another video. That's our in-floor heating system. But it goes over and it feeds a wash basin and our Kangen water machine for our drinking water. And I'll do a separate video on that. And then it also feeds Chrissy's stacking washer and dryer. Then if you follow the lines going up, they go all the way up to the second floor, go all the way across. Oh, there they are. I lost them. All the way across, and they feed Chrissy's soaking tub, our kitchen, our shower, and we'll show that in another video. Anyway, that's basically our water system in a nutshell, and it works really good. Like I said, only have to fill that tank about every 3 weeks, a little over every 3 weeks. Don't know how much water it's going to take today, but in a few minutes, 3 or 4 minutes, we'll go back out there, and after the pump's done filling it up, or if it overflows, we'll get an idea how much water it took to fill it. Anyway, talk to you in a few. Okay, so we're looking down in the tank. You can see that it is full, and we still have water in the tank we brought the water up in. So in 3 weeks and 3 or 4 days, we didn't even use 250 gallons of water, and we don't scrimp. We use water every day. Anyway, well, I got you out here. I was going to show you my propane system. It essentially is 3 tanks set up on a system where I can either isolate the tanks, or I can run them all at once. I like just running one tank at a time, and then when I feel it's starting to get empty, I'll basically shut it off and start the other tank, and then I can take this tank in and fill it up so that I always have full tanks. The other thing that's kind of cool is they have a keep fill system up here where they will bring and set like a 300-gallon tank, but they do an estimate of how much propane they think you'll use in any given year. And if you have a mild winter or something and you don't use their estimated amount of propane, they charge you for it anyway. And a lot of times our road is impassable. You can't get in if you wanted to. So if we had an empty tank and there was, 3 feet of snow on our road, they're not going to come in and bring us any propane. So with this, at least I got a sled. I can throw it behind my snowmobile. I can get it out to the main road. I can get into the town, even by snowmobile if I had to, and fill a propane tank. So that's why we have this propane tank set up. So what we'll do now is we'll drain this tank and park it for next time. So we got our tank unhooked. I tilted it up, and I'm going to go back here and okay. I don't like to waste water, but doggone it. It's supposed to get down to 20 again tonight. So essentially I undo both of these, bottom one in particular, and I open up this valve. And open up the valve in the tank. Now lets everything drain out. In the summer, of course, we would leave the tank full, because up here we have fire danger, and we always want to make sure we have something filled with water so that if there was a fire, we'd just be able to hook onto it with a four-wheeler or the tractor and go put out the fire. In fact, when I made this, I made it for my wife because she uses it in the summer a lot for, and I created this little sign Eden Acres Volunteer Fire Department, Captain Chrissy Cox. Anyway, so my friends, that is our water system. And looks like I use about 250 gallons every 3 weeks or so on average. Takes about a half an hour to make the cycle, fill. Anyway, hey, thanks for being on our adventure. Onward and upward.